Hi there friends, this is Ashley with Brindle Babe Designs, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the boho knit wall hanging. This is a very easy level pattern. If you're a new knitter, you can definitely make this. It's simple enough, very simple construction. We're going to be working from the bottom up on each of these triangles, and we're going to make 5 triangles and then seam everything up together and add tassels. And the other nice thing is it only uses one skein. So depending on the amount of yards in your skein, you could likely use one skein for this pattern, which is what I really like about it. So let's jump into the materials. To begin, you're going to need 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. You can use straight needles. For this video I used double pointed needles just for the triangles, each little triangle. But I would recommend when we start to go seaming, you'll probably need circular needles just because we're working all the way across. So you're going to have a lot of stitches on there. So next you're going to need, I used a weight 3 yarn for this. You'll need around 200 yards. I did have leftover with 200 yards after even doing the tassels. So you'll need approximately 200 yards on a weight 3. In the video I used Lion Brand's Comfy Cotton blend. This one has about 392 yards in it, so you could probably make 2 tassel banners within one skein, or one cake, I guess they're in. So that's really nice. Couple other things you'll need: stitch markers if you need them, scissors, and that's about it. Alright, now getting into the pattern. You're going to make a slip knot and you're going to cast on 3 stitches. Then you're going to go ahead and knit the first stitch. Purl the second stitch and knit the last stitch. Now for row number 2, turn your work. We're gonna do a knit front and knit in the back. So you're going to wrap your yarn around, pull up a loop, and then don't take your work off this needle yet. You'll go into the back side and knit through the back, and then pull your stitch off. Then you're going to purl the second stitch and you're going to do the same knit in the front, then knit in the back, and pull your work off. And your work is just going to consist of these 2 rows. You're going to have 1 row of alternating knitting and purling, and then the next row will be our increases. So increase at the beginning, knit, purl, and then increase at the end. And it's as simple as that. So you'll want to repeat these 2 rows until you reach a total number of 33 stitches. Alright, now that you have finished your row with 33 stitches, we're going to go on and cast off all our stitches. So the way to do that is you're going to just work a knit and purl, and then you're going to cast off that way. So I'm going to knit here and then purl the second stitch and then put my yarn to the back, pick up the first stitch and pull it over, and then you're going to knit this second I guess this is the third stitch. Knit the third stitch, pull it over, and then purl the next stitch, then pull over the first stitch. So just go ahead and repeat this until you've casted off each stitch. And for this pattern, you'll want to make 5 of these little triangles to make up your banner. If you wanted to shorten this up, you can make 3 triangles instead. Now moving on to the seaming, we are going to cast on a total of 3 stitches. You could do 5 also if you wanted like a longer. This is going to be like where you hang up on the ends. So if you wanted a longer like edge, you could do 5 or more. So now we're going to start picking up our stitches along the top of our work. So you're going to do this all the way across all 5 triangles. So I just put my needle in the stitch and pull the yarn up. And you'll do this along each stitch. So I went ahead and switched my circular needles because I'm going to need more room for all my stitches. So I'm going to show you here, when we get to the next triangle, you're just going to keep working by picking up those stitches. And by doing this, it'll just naturally seam them together. So just put your needle through, pick up a loop, and just continue working across until you have all 5 triangles on your needle. Alright, now that you get to the end, I'm using my long tail here for one of my triangles. I'm just going to cast on another 3 stitches. Now you want to make sure at this point that you have an odd number of stitches. You should have a total of 171 stitches by the end of this. Now you're just going to go ahead and work in knit, purl, knit all the way across, and you're going to repeat this for 2 rows. And when you finish, you're just going to go ahead and cast off all stitches, just the same as we did before. Alright, and lastly, you're just going to cut up a bunch of strands of yarn and you're going to go ahead and add the tassels. I went ahead and used a crochet hook just to pick up. It's a lot easier to use a crochet hook to add tassels, and just do them all the way around along each triangle, and then you're all finished. I hope you enjoyed this pattern. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you can see future crochet and knit patterns.